Good morning. We had quite a good sleep here last night. There was some dingoes howling, but apart from that, it was okay. A big, large university group was staying here of mostly older people, to be honest. Like, they look like they were all over 50, 60 years old, probably closer over 60. And noisy, so loud. Like, Kev reckons I was asleep. I did hear it subconsciously, but I didn't think it was this early. I thought it was later because I fell asleep quite early. But Kev reckons 4 a.m. there was a group of ladies that were just washing their dishes, like literally 10 metres to the right of us, like where the toilets are, because it's not a massive campground. Literally just washing their dishes and laughing so loud, which I did hear, but I thought that it was, obviously, in my head, I thought it was like 10 o'clock at night and whatever. But no, just super loud and noisy.
Campsite etiquette.
Etiquette, yeah. Yeah, it comes back to that campsite etiquette of just, you know, sometimes you can't help things and you have to make a little bit of noise, but far out. Like,
at 4 in the morning, seriously?
Yeah, but like, I don't know, I think about when we went on that fishing charter and we had to make noise, but you do things like, okay, you think ahead. Well, let's not drive into the car park. Let's reverse in so that we only have to drive out. We don't have to do like a 3-point turn and drive any longer than we have to. And, you know, things like, let's take the spotty covers off so that we don't have to stop while the engine's running anywhere just to take the covers off so we can see. We'll prepare that for the morning, and, you know, things like that so that you don't have to actually...
Do our dishes at night.
Yeah, do your dishes at night. And even like when we left to go fishing, we didn't slam out, like, because normally you have to slam those barn doors and shut. We literally just shut them and latched the things on. They were not shut properly, but they were holding. And then we drove way off the campsite until we were on a road, and then we redid them. Like, just things like that. Think ahead and think about other people. Like, you're not the only ones in the campground. It is so frustrating. And I said to Kev, like, we've been camping with plenty of people before, like friends, friends of friends. I've never once had anyone so inconsiderate at a campsite. So if I've been camping with you back at home, or if Kev's been camping with you back at home, well done to you, because the amount of times that we've gotten up and there's already people awake, just sitting at the campfire, you know, having a quiet conversation. Even people with kids, like, I've been away with people with kids before and they're still quiet. Like, you know, obviously kids are kids and then you can't help that, but you get my point. Anyway.
It's just the female toilets. I reckon there's a sign in there that says you're in a soundproof room, make as much noise as you want now.
Yeah, Kev's not happy this morning. But also, we don't get up late. Like, it's not like we get up at 11 o'clock and we're complaining about all this noise. We literally are woken up at like 6 a.m. or 6:30. It's 4 a.m. Kev this morning. Like, we're literally, yeah, sometimes it is earlier than that. Like, it is so ridiculous. Or at night time, people making noise. Like, we're not complaining about people making noise at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, whatever. It's like midnight or, you know, 11:30 or 1 o'clock. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Anyway, you're just going to make me upset.
Think about others, hey? Sorry, in all that rant, we forgot to actually say our plan for today, which I think we said yesterday. But we're doing Jim Falls and Twin Falls today. Apparently they're pretty big hikes, so we're up nice and early. We've still got about an hour and a half drive down there. And yeah, we'll take you along with us.
To say that I am pissed off is just the beginning.
Can you see that? Hang on. Seasonal closure. We literally went to the visitor centre and the guy there said nothing. We have come out of the way to come down here. This is the biggest thing, apart from Kale's Crossing, that I was looking forward to, that we both were.
It's the only...
It's like one of the most popular places in Kakadu, Jim Falls and the Twin Falls. You see it everywhere, and we can't see it because it's closed.
What a fucking joke.
He said nothing. We literally said.
No one said it.
We were like, wow, this is great. I reckon the only way you're able to see that then is helicopter, and I ain't getting on one.
Bloody shit house.
Maybe drive to that sign there, because you're not going all the way down.
Seasonal.
Just gets worse. Like, Kev's currently looking at the map, but I just remembered that we've also paid for a parks pass to come in here, as you do for national parks, and the only thing that we've been able to see is Cahill's Crossing, because everything else is just like a billabong walk, which we had no idea until we sat in the car, because old mate at the visitor centre didn't actually go through anything with us. So this was like the national park that I was looking forward to the most out of all of Australia, and to say I feel like let down, or to say like, yeah, I don't even know what to say. Thoughts?
Road's closed, but the river's not. You can swim up.
Yeah, I'm not swimming up. So frustrating. Like, you think at a visitor centre, like, it's not cheap for parks passes, like, especially when you're travelling on the road. Like, they're not the most expensive things, but they're not cheap.
There is Coolpin Gorge, which I've heard of. Oh, we need a permit for that.
Yeah, you need a special Indigenous permit to go down there. I read on that one as well. But normally at a visitor centre, they'll go through everything with you and be like, okay, how many days have you got here? These are the things you want to see. Like, this guy just literally...
We didn't ask him either, but at the same time, like...
Yeah, I did ask him about all of the different parts and what walks you can do and things like that, and that's when he gave me the visitor's book. He said, I'll get to that, it all comes in that visitor's book, remember? That's when he said when you have a parks pass. So I paid for the parks pass, and he gave me this thick visitor's book, which literally just like has walks in it, and the only falls and gorges that it had was Jim Jim and Twin Falls. It said nothing about seasonal closures. So, and the visitor centre is supposed to tell you of any seasonal closures. Like, that's who they tell you to contact. So it's really disappointing that, like, he obviously knew that we're coming into the park and that's their biggest tourist attraction apart from Kale's Crossing. You'd think you'd say, by the way, this is closed. We're literally nearly in July.
Bugger all to do.
Like, April
Unless
is
you
this.
boat.
April's the start of dry season here. So we've had April, May, nearly like 12 weeks after the start of dry season, it's still closed, which I understand can happen, but...
It was just because of the crops.
Not happy. Hey everyone, we have decided to check in at Bark Hut Caravan Park because it was a fair drive back to Darwin and we weren't actually due there for a couple more days, but because we couldn't do the things that we wanted to do at Kakadu, it sort of pushed us forward. And if we go to Darwin too early, we're paying for a lot more expensive accommodation for longer. So we saw this here, has pretty good reviews. It has a resident saltwater croc and 2 buffaloes, which we've seen. We'll have to take the camera and show you. And yeah, we went for a swim in their pool for probably about 2.5 hours, which was really nice. And we've just had a shower and come back out. We'll probably go over there for dinner because they have like a tavern. It's really pretty. We'll have to show you. And yeah, that's the plan so far.
It's quite a big and beautiful and well-maintained caravan park. We're just on the other side of those trees there. We're the only one in an unpowered site at the moment. The shop and bars this way, and the croc and the buffalo is that way, so I'll go and show you. There's a lot of tin and trusty artwork, so they got this painting for the boys, Jack and Jill's, for the toilets. This is the bar or tavern. Oh, it's even got an old jukebox there, a couple of pool tables, lots of seats, very pretty. Even this random croc skull. I think it's fake because it's huge. Lots of buffalo heads as well, all painted. That is so cool. This place is my favourite. How sick is this? An old Toyota bull catcher. These are just tyres, seen better days. Alright, the buffalo are way up there. They were over here when we got out of the pool before, but obviously they've gone walkabouts. Got some big horns on them. Oh, and the croc's just popped out the water. We'll go see him. There it is, just there. So they feed it twice a week in the dry season and once a week in the wet season. And tonight is feed night at 6:30, so I don't know whether we will watch that or not.
We will definitely be watching that.
Well, apparently we'll be watching that. I might just add, it is crisp 35 degrees today and it sucks. I was just standing here bitching about how hot it was. Now I saw there was a sprinkler on her, so I just pulled the tap on it and just blasted her back, but she didn't find it as funny as I did.
Wonder why. Oh, now what's funny?
Touche!
Except mine went all the way over to my
Inside
door.
the car there.
Oopsies.
Thanks, huh?
It's like a water crossing. Alright, good morning. I look feral this morning, so excuse this, but whatever. It's part of camping. We ended up having dinner at the tavern. It was really nice. We got a parma. Had to pay extra for ham, which is really weird. Like everywhere we've been, even when people call it parmies, they always come with ham, but this place didn't, so we paid extra for ham. But it was really nice. It was a decent sized meal. It tasted really good, so I couldn't complain there. It was really quick as well. Yeah, obviously showed you Harry the crocodile and Jill and Wilbur the buffaloes, water buffaloes. So yeah, we left there this morning and we've headed down back through towards Darwin. Stopped at Corroboree. I think Kevin said Corroboree last time, but it's Corroboree Tavern. They actually have pokies inside, so we put $10 in. We ended up winning like $14 with them playing it. So that was a bit of fun. And then yeah, we got a pie. Well, I got a pie and Kev got a crankski and some tenders from there. And their caravan park just behind has crocodile, well, 2 crocodiles, apparently a freshie and a salty that you can go and see. So
and
we're going
to albino buffalo.
Oh, there you go, an albino buffalo. So we'll see what we can find. The gates are just open, so I don't think you have to be in the caravan park to go see it. There's signs everywhere, so we'll go check that out. We're not actually sure what our plan is today. Like I said, we're trying to avoid heading to Darwin too early, just because it's expensive. But we do need to do laundry, so I think we've got to head somewhere up there. And yeah, I don't know. We'll just see what we get up to.
I'm just going to pick him up. Yeah, sort of. There's too many gates in the way. There's a turtle there. There's the freshie, Fred the freshie, and there's another turtle there that's just sticking his head up out of the water. It's not really going to focus on him, it's focusing on the fence. He's small, isn't he?
Yeah, their snouts are so thin.
Yeah. Didn't even finish reading his name. We're like Brutus the... holy shit, look how big he is. Fuck, he is fat.
So he's apparently the same size as Harry that we saw yesterday, but oh, they do look the same size. He just looks really big.
He looks real big.
And he's got, look at his back leg.
Yeah, back, yeah. Have trouble finding socks for those feet.
Basking in the sun, mate.
Big boy, Brutus. Big boy. You want my finger? You want my finger? Woohoo! Look at the width of this boy.
It's like more than 600 mil wide.
Large and in charge you are, buddy.
It's bigger than a dishwasher sideways.
Look at his head. Imagine hopping on his back. Far out, what a tail too. Big Bertha. I couldn't find the buffalo. I don't know where they were. Must be camouflage, not albino. But there's definitely a big croc there, and a little freshie and a couple of turtles. So, anyway, off to the laundromat I think we're going, because I have 1 pair of jocks before I have to start turning them all inside out.
And I got none.
And Holly has none, so.
Okay, we did our laundry, we went into the shops. I spent a little bit of money on myself, oopsie whoopsie. Got a new pair of sandals because I don't actually have sandals, and my thongs are just cheap Kmart ones.
More clothes.
Yeah, and I bought another 1-piece bathing suit because I feel like I'm just going through my bathers. And I bought a pair of like white linen pants that like you wear over the top of bathers because I didn't have a pair of those. So anyway, did that. And then we also went into Tackle World, and before we went in there, Kev's like, we're not getting anything, no more lures, nothing. And I was like, yeah, we're just going in for a look. And we ended up walking out with stuff. So I'm going to give you a haul on that. Kev's just grabbing it out of the bag and I'll show you what we got. Okay, we got some bigger hooks. We got size 5. I think, or is it 7?
No, 7.0.
No, 7.0. But 5 of them, just hooks, because apparently they're good to hook into mullet to get barra if we need to bait fish. We also got one of these lures, just a silver sinking lure to use for mackerel. Apparently they really like those, so we got those. There was also a guy in there that said to use these for mackerel as well. We have got a couple in our fishing bag, but yeah, they're a bit bent. So apparently these are really good to get like mackerel and stuff. We also got another Helco, well, we got a twisty. We had a streaker before and a bubbler or something, but we got the twisty because they're really good for mackerel and things. And then we got some more squidgies because we watch a guy on YouTube and he's also on Instagram. And he goes fishing quite often up here in the Northern Territory, and he seems to catch quite a lot of barra. And on the video that he most recently posted, he was just catching them on plastic, soft plastics, but they were white. So yeah, it's quite interesting. We've got a lot of silver stuff, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, we're at East Point, just out of Darwin, and we've been told, among other spots, that this might be somewhere that you can catch Spanish mackerel and things like that.
Queenfish.
So, and queenfish, yeah. We're just going to try it, because so far we've had zilch.
I've seen heaps of queenfish on YouTube get caught here, so.
absolutely nothing so far. So we're on perfect timing. We're about an hour out of high tide. So.
But if we're using lures, we're not going to catch anything again anyway. I fucking hate lure fishing.
And we've only got my, well, not mine now, because we snapped my rod and your Shimano, but we only bought that cheap Jarvis Walker in WA. So that's all we've really got. And the line, like the, what do you call it, the pound or braid or whatever on there is not very high. So I do not have high hopes we're going to land anything if we catch it. But anyway.
Good.
We'll see.
Just let the drag loose. What was that? 2 hours? Didn't catch a freaking thing.
In 35 degrees.
Yeah. Oh, it's so sweaty. So hot. Yeah, didn't catch a thing. Only lost one lure.
And it was a $5 one.
$5 one, yeah. Tried every lure we had. Didn't work. Tried soft plastics. Didn't work. Even tried a couple of gulps that were centered with some hooks through it. Didn't work.
Squid.
Yeah, saw a couple squid in some rock pools, so we were trying to get them out, or Holly was trying to get that out. Probably half an hour or so. And yeah, it's hot. It's hot and sweaty. We only just made it to the caravan park that we found. They've got a pool here and it is stinking hot. I feel like you just have to have a pool if you were to live up here, because you just couldn't cope with it. It's hard work, and I'm not even working, I'm just sitting in the sun, just baking and fishing. So yeah, they closed at 4:45, we got here at 4:41. Don't know how happy the lady's going to be that was in there, because she sounded pretty shitty on the phone, but oh well. Alright, we're walking the streets. We're at Mindil Beach Markets, where there is heaps of cars, heaps of people, and it's night time. Probably get a nice feed here. Lots of buses rocked up as well, and I think there's a carnival.
Oh,
Look at
wow.
that little thing. Here's Flat Knacker. Holly's donated some money to an Indigenous fella, played some sticks. He was actually doing a pretty good job. Oh, there's Laxa. What we got there, Hub?
One bao bun, because that's all I had left, and some chicken.
Korean fried chicken.
And Kev saw baklava on there. Yeah. Kev is really disappointed because they ran out of, what was it?
Baklava, and I just waited in the line for like, I don't know, 5 minutes.
Alright, we got some calamari, lemon pepper, with some sauces. The sauces are average, I dipped my finger in, not great, tartare and aioli. And Kev got a chicken kebab. I really wanted a kebab, but they didn't have any lamb, and I don't like chicken kebabs, so that's what we got.
Just like that, everyone disappears.
There's still people there.
Most of the shops are sold out, like food-wise.
We just had some churros to end our night.
Yeah, I'm full. Alright, so we just pulled up at this eye portrait. We're getting one done. They take a photo of each of your irises, so ours will look exactly like that one there. Hol's just in there now getting her photo taken.
Alright, there's cartoons now. Hopefully we're not too late. We'll see if we can get one of these done.
Alright. So that's the market's all done. What a good night. Music playing, big crowd, lots of food, lots of stalls. We ended up getting the cartoon drawing done. It looked really good. Like, it's probably one of the best we've had. Normally they make you look like you have an eggplant head, or they, you know, just make you look real cartoony, but this one was actually really good, really spot on. Holy. Last night was freaking horrible. It was still as, like, it was just so flat, not a breath of wind anywhere. And it was 26 degrees, but on Willy Weather it said feels like 29.3, and I tell you what, it definitely felt like 29.3 with no breeze. It was just so stuffy and just gross. It's even pretty hot now, but you expect that now and you're moving around. It's not like you're trying to sleep, so yeah, honestly thought about jumping in that pool first thing in the morning, which probably still could. Yeah, we might, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what we've got planned today. We haven't really spoken much. I think we're going to go maybe to that spot again and try fishing even though I hate lure fishing. Exciting times, sweaty times. Even putting my shirt on this morning, it stuck to me and I was just like, oh, that's so gross. Humidity is gross. Yeah, can't handle it. It's 10:15, we're going to the pool. I'm not normally one to bitch about the heat. Well, when I'm working I'm not. I like working in the heat because I feel like you're actually taking your mind off of the heat. But just standing around, sweating, nah, no good. Don't like that shit.
Alright, the sun's in a terrible spot. But anyway, we went for a swim. We've sort of been for a swim twice today. We went early this morning and then just then for a couple of hours as well. We have decided to just stay here for another 5 nights, which is like massive because we've only ever stayed somewhere, I think 2 nights or 3 nights might have been the max, but not for this long. The park isn't like extravagant or anything like that. That's not the reason, but it's just, we feel like it's only 25 minutes to the town of Darwin, to like the city. And with NT Day coming up, and you know, I feel like everywhere's going to be so crowded. It's like we saw $76, for a night just at the caravan park that's within like the actual town of Darwin, or like the city of Darwin. Whereas here it's only $40 a night. So we just thought, let's just stay here. We've got to be here for NT Day because we've got to pick up our fireworks anyway. Kev's got to pick up some parts for the car, and then we are swimming with the crocodiles at Crocosaurus Cove doing like the Cage of Death thing, which you guys will see on the 2nd. So we've got to be here for a while. So yeah, we thought that would probably be the cheapest way to do it. But yeah, I think we'll just use this as a bit of a home base for now, for the next couple of days. And yeah, we won't update you for like saying like, oh, we're going to go for a swim now, because it's just boring. Like, but if anything pops up, we'll definitely video all of NT Day and that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's just if we see anything out of the ordinary, maybe what we're having for dinner or what we're deciding to do for the day, we'll let you know. But yeah, that's it. So that's our plan for the next couple of days or / week.
So I believe Holly said that we'd update you only if there was something exciting happening. So Holly has just completely went behind my back.
You act like it's a bad thing. Most husbands would kill for a wife like me.
That's just a lot of money. After she's been stressing every week about how much money we're spending, she went and booked a fishing charter.
Pardon?
Didn't you?
What?
You went and booked a fishing charter.
Fucking oath I did. And if he's hurling over the sides, we're getting a divorce.
Apparently Northern Territory boat fishing isn't as bad as Western Australian, so...
He was so nice. He was really lovely.
He was an absolute gentleman on the phone.
And he knew what he was talking about. Like the last one, they crammed so many of us on the boat, whereas this one there's only going to be 6 of us on the boat. And the only reason, like, they actually said no to me first, and then they said, actually what happened was 2 people just called up to reschedule. So we were like, I'm really sunburnt. We were like perfect timing to call up, and I just had this feeling that came over me, like I needed to do this. And we did say when we left, we wanted to book, I can't even breathe, I'm so excited. ADHD things. We wanted to book a fishing charter in WA, Northern Territory and Queensland, just the top 3 states. And after our experience with the last one, they just had like snapper winches. You didn't even get to use a fishing rod. These guys supply like 3 different types of fishing rods tailored to like 3 different types of fishing areas. And I'm just so fucking excited.
They target the black jewfish, goldies, Spanish mackerel? Yeah. Spanish mackerels, trevally, they do poppers, they do trolling, so...
I'm currently just digging around for...
Trying to find seasick tablets.
Good morning, bright and early. I sound like a news reporter. Today, we are going on a fishing charter. Excited, Kev?
Yep.
Went to the shops and picked him up some essentials. Ginger nut biscuits. He already had quails. And ginger ale, so stay tuned. Hopefully he's not hurling over the side, but he should be fine. Alright, ready to go? Well guys,
how good?
Holy, I got some photos on my phone and like tiny bits of footage, so we'll pop those up so that you guys can see them, or you would have already seen them because I would have popped them in.
The fish were biting.
Kev was so close to his GT, so close.
And then it's fucking the
taxman.
Fucking shark got it.
Tell you what, tax has gone up because we lost just as much fish as we did fish we landed.
Yeah.
But
best lure fishing I've ever done.
Mackerel heaven. I reckon we caught, I'll have to insert the photo, but I reckon there would have at least been 20,
yeah,
20 mackerel, like just massive. It was the most fun. Our shoulders and arms are dead. We've got blisters on our hands. And it was just unreal. The guy, like, we went with offshore fishing charters. Full day, and included like snacks for breakfast, drinks all day if you wanted them, like soft drinks and water, and also lunch. They did hot dogs for lunch, which was really good. Lamingtons as well. Yeah, it was so nice. It was, and the thing is, they don't cram everyone in like other charters.
There's only 6 of us on the boat.
Yeah, there was literally like 6 of us.
5 of us were fishing, and we caught like amazing amount of fish.
Kev didn't get seasick. It was just so good.
It was flat as a shit Carter's hat out there though.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It was literally like glass. But I just had this feeling last night. I'm so glad I acted on it because that was like the most fun ever. Like it was so good.
We caught fish on lures.
Yeah.
On lures.
Literally, like we dropped the lures down. He's like, oh, there's big fish here on the sounder. And we dropped them down.
Let it hit the bottom
and he's like, let it hit the bottom and then reel like fuck. So we were literally like reeling as fast as we could and they were just smashing it. Bang. But in the last like half an hour, because he knew that Kev really wanted to get a GT, so he tried his hardest to get us one.
He got me one.
And he got Kev one. Kev hooked onto a fucking beauty. You could see the rod and then a shark just came and took it. So
they do what they call the trevally wobble, like the rod. Instead of it being like a bang, 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 like a snapper tail, it full on, it's hard to explain. It actually wobbles in a way, like the fish itself is causing the actual rod to wobble a certain way. Yeah. So it was definitely a GT, but yeah, the fucking sharks, man, they were nuts. We'd moved to one spot, dropped it, someone would hook on, they'd be like reeling in this wicked fish, and next minute the fish would just go.
Yeah, and it was always the good fish too. Like we caught a couple of emperors, like probably about 10 emperors or so.
Spangled emperors,
and yeah, there's some grass emperors, red throats he called them, like spangled whatever, and they didn't even touch them. No. But then as soon as we started getting on the Mackies and GTs were down there and everything, they were gone.
Actually, one fella hooked onto a massive bronzy, like 3 metre bronzy.
Yeah, we got that up to the side of the boat.
And while he was reeling that in, another one actually jumped out of the water like 10 metres from the boat, and it was huge.
It was so much fun. But anyway, we'll pop the footage up so you guys can see it. But yeah, highly recommend. Like, to be honest, I want to go back again tomorrow. Like,
Ryan
that was
is the man.
Yeah,
Ryan
he was so lovely. Like, I cannot recommend him enough. Like, I could just harp on about him for ages.
Easy to get along with. He's the sort of bloke that you need working at your business. He's a grouse bloke.
And like, just didn't give up until like he knew that everyone was happy. He tried his hardest to get Kev a GT. He didn't have to do that. He could have taken the boat in and said time's up. Like, we were out there all day. We started at 7:30 and got back at like 5:30. So it was a big day. And yeah, they were able to fit us on last minute, and he was just so lovely and really easy to get along with. So
until you see the photo of how many fish are on the deck of it's amazing.
Okay, we haven't really updated you guys very much. We've kept you in the dark here, literally like in the car in the dark. But yeah, yesterday we ended up cooking up some fish, and it was absolutely beautiful. We had what did we have last night? Oh, we had the trevally, and it was golden trevally, beautiful, freshly cooked, just in some flour and shallow fried in butter. Absolutely fantastic, really good. Had some hand cut chips with it as well. Tonight we had a little bit of Spanish mackerel, which was unbelievable, and also some stripey, which is like a type of emperor. Absolutely beautiful, really yummy again. I did another shallow fry in just some flour and butter, and then I also made some batter as well so that we could taste a bit of both, and it was just fantastic. Spanish mackerel was definitely my favourite though. Had that with some veggies and hand cut chips. And I don't think we've told you, but we've made a friend here at the caravan park. He's lovely. He's travelling by himself while he waits for his wife to join him, but his name's Craig, so if you're watching this, hello Craig. And Kev and I have just had an absolute ball with him, sitting with him in the afternoons, just having a chat and talking about things, and just each other's like sharing stories. And so we've invited him for dinner, or like had him for dinner twice now, and cooked up our fish and shared that with him. And it's been really good just to have someone else to join us and talk to, and a new face to learn and be around, which is really fun. But tomorrow is NT Day. This is super exciting because obviously it's our first NT Day. So we get to pick up our fireworks after 9 a.m, just any time at the warehouse after 9 a.m, and I'm so excited. And I think our plan is to let them off here at the Lee Beach. Here, which we're staying at Lee Point Caravan Park, and there's a beach literally like a kilometre up the road. I really want to go to Dundee and all of that and see the beach fireworks that they do, but I've never done this before, and I've heard that people just go absolutely bonkers because obviously it's the first time of the year, or the only time of the year that we're allowed to let off fireworks and all of that. So people from all around Australia, even other countries, come to celebrate this here. So it's a very busy day in Northern Territory. People obviously are drinking, and I just don't really trust that the car won't get knocked around, or someone might do something silly and try and break into it. yeah, I think the plan is to leave the car somewhere safe and then go to the Lee Point Beach and let off some fireworks. We're going to try and call some friends and family so they can join in on the celebration. And yeah, super excited for that. And then the day after, Kev and I are going diving, like in a, they call it a cage, but it's actually like an acrylic cylinder with a saltwater croc. So that's at Crocosaurus Cove. It's called the Cage of Death, and it's super, super exciting. Like, I'm really excited. A little bit nervous, but excited. I don't know what croc we'll be going in with because they change throughout the day, but yeah, they lower you into the water for 15 minutes and allow you to sort of, like, the cylinder's half full of water, so you can go under and look at the croc or come up or whatever, and then they pull it out of the water for you to watch the croc eat. So super excited for that. But yeah, and then after that we'll be heading out of here and making our way down to Alice, stopping at Mataranka and all of those fun things. But yeah, fishing charter, like, obviously we spoke about that, couldn't recommend that highly enough. And they've just been so brilliant. Like, the owner checked in with us, how was your charter, how did everything go? And then he also, obviously we took some fish home that day, probably a good like 2 or 3 kilos of fish on the day of the charter. And then we picked up another 5 kilos of fresh fish today that we've cut up and put some in the freezer and some in the fridge and had some tonight. And then he's also got another 5 kilos that he has sealed for us and put in the freezer that we can pick up just before we leave Darwin, which is just incredible. Like, you know, what type of fishing charter that you pay the money for and it's already done, allow you to come and go, like, not as you please, like, you got to organise it, but come and go for multiple days. Like, most people just dust their hands of you when you've paid the money. So honestly, offshore fishing charters, could not recommend them enough. We've literally been telling everyone about it, had the most incredible time. I joked to Kev today and said if I was rich, I would fly my whole family up here and just do private charters with them. Like, it was honestly insane and everyone should experience that. So if you're in Darwin, hit them up, offshore charters. Ryan was our skipper, absolutely incredible. Jordan owns the business, I believe, and he was also amazing. We also spoke to Matt, who works with them as well. He was taking out a private boat, and we were chatting to him while we were waiting for Ryan to arrive with our boat, and he was also lovely. So yeah, not endorsed, didn't ask me to say anything about this. We're just telling you because it was absolutely fun. But anyway, better get some rest before NT day tomorrow. There's a curlew down there. Kev's trying to call it in. Oh, won't focus because of the mesh. Oh no, there we go.
Stealth, I think it stays so still.
I so hope that attacks you. That would make for some great content.
You have to roll around with your peg around, see.
Alright guys, that brings us to the end of another episode.
Obviously, if you like our content, please give us a like, share and subscribe. Hoorah!